Emma's finger rests on the trigger. Her crosshairs center on the insurgent's head 600 meters away. Perfect conditions. Calm wind. Clear visibility. She's made this shot dozens of times before. Easy. Textbook. But she's not pulling the trigger. Not yet. Because 30 meters beyond that insurgent is the soldier she'd be saving. David Porter. Her stalker. The man who made 2008 a nightmare. Emma is on a Baghdad rooftop providing overwatch. November 2010. Routine convoy patrol below. Until the IED detonates. Massive explosion. Insurgents attack from multiple buildings. The convoy is pinned down. Heavy fire. Emma sees one soldier separated from his unit. Trapped behind a low wall. 2 insurgents are flanking his position. Moving to execute him. 20 seconds. Maybe less. Emma keys her radio with professional comm. Contact. 2 hostiles flanking our guy behind the wall. 600 meters northeast. Her spotter Corporal Jackson confirms through binoculars. You have the shot? Affirmative. Emma's training screams at her to pull the trigger. Save the soldier. Do your job. But when she zooms in on the soldier's face, recognition hits. David Porter. The man who followed her for 6 months. Who called her at 3 in the morning. Who showed up at her apartment. Who made her get a restraining order. Who made her join the army to escape. Now she has his life in her hands. Jackson's voice cuts through her thoughts. Emma. 15 seconds. They're almost on him. Emma's crosshairs stay steady on the insurgent's head. She could make this shot in her sleep. But pulling this trigger means saving David. The man who terrorized her. Nobody would know if she hesitated 30 seconds. If she missed the window. 10 seconds. The insurgent raises his rifle. 5 seconds. Emma has to decide right now. Sergeant Emma Walsh was 27 years old when she made the decision. Baghdad, Iraq 2010. Army sniper with 17 confirmed kills. Emma grew up in Ohio. Small town. Worked as a waitress at a local diner. Took community college classes. Nursing program. She wanted to help people. Had a quiet normal life. Until David Porter moved into her building. Early 2008. Unit 3C. 2 doors down from Emma. They met in the parking lot. David asked her out. Emma said no politely. Not interested. David asked again the next week. And the week after that. 10 times. 20 times. Emma kept saying no. Tried to be clear. Not interested. Please stop asking. David didn't stop. He started showing up everywhere. Her work. The grocery store. The gas station. Too many coincidences. It became clear he was following her. Tracking her schedule. Always watching. Emma confronted him directly one evening. David, you need to stop following me. It's making me uncomfortable. David acted confused. Claimed it was coincidence. Small town. Same places. Not his fault they crossed paths. Emma didn't buy it. Then the notes started appearing. On her car windshield. Her apartment door. I think we're meant to be together. You're the most beautiful person I've ever seen. Please give me a chance. Emma kept every note. Took them to police. Filed a report. Detective Morrison took her statement seriously. Said they'd talk to David. Give him a warning. Police spoke with David. He claimed the notes were romantic. Not threatening. He'd stop if it bothered her. He didn't stop. The notes continued for weeks. Then phone calls started. 2 in the morning. 3 in the morning. David calling repeatedly. To talk. To explain his feelings. To ask her out again. Emma stopped answering. Blocked his number. David used different numbers. Pay phones. Friends' phones. Always calling. Always trying. Emma's life became about avoiding David. She couldn't sleep. Couldn't go places alone. Was afraid to answer her phone. Afraid to go home. Her entire existence revolved around one person. One night at 3 in the morning, loud banging on her door. David's voice yelling. Emma. I know you're in there. We need to talk. Emma called 911. Terrified. Police came within 7 minutes. Arrested David for trespassing. Released him the next morning. Emma went to court. Got a restraining order. Official legal protection. David had to stay 500 feet away. No contact. No phone calls. No approaching her residence or workplace. The judge was very clear about the terms. David looked confused and hurt. Claimed it was a misunderstanding. David violated the order within a week. Showed up at the diner where Emma worked. Sat in her section. When Emma pointed out the restraining order, David said he had a right to eat there. Public place. Police came. He left. But he came back. Always just within legal limits. Always technically not violating. But always there. Always watching. Always in her life. By summer 2008, Emma was living in constant fear. 24 years old. Her life consumed by avoiding one person who wouldn't accept no. She changed her schedule constantly. Took different routes. Looked over her shoulder everywhere. Stopped going places alone. Got a gun for protection. Took shooting lessons at a range. The instructor noticed her natural talent immediately. Steady hands. Good eye. Excellent focus. He said she'd make a great military marksman. Emma had never considered military service before. But now it sounded like salvation. A way to escape David. Put thousands of miles between them. Reclaim her life. She went to an army recruiter in September 2008. Asked about opportunities. The recruiter explained training, deployment, benefits, education. Emma enlisted 2 weeks later. Told her family she wanted to serve her country. Which was true. But she was also running. Escaping David. Saving herself from a situation that felt increasingly dangerous. Basic training was hard but liberating. For the first time in months, Emma wasn't afraid constantly. David was in Ohio. She was at Fort Benning. He couldn't follow. Couldn't call. Couldn't show up. She was free. Emma excelled in training. Top marksman in her class. Hit targets other recruits missed. Her instructors recommended sniper school immediately. Natural talent was obvious. Emma went through grueling sniper training. Learning to shoot from extreme distances. Calculate wind and movement. Stay still for hours. Be patient and precise. She was exceptional. Graduated top of her class in 2009. Got assigned to 10th Mountain Division. Deployed to Iraq in 2010. Finally thousands of miles from David. Finally safe. Finally free. Iraq was dangerous, but Emma felt safer there than in Ohio. At least the threats were obvious and expected. Not hidden behind romantic claims. She did her job well. Overwatch for patrols and convoys. Eliminating threats before they could harm her unit. She made 17 confirmed kills in 6 months. Her squad called her Angel. Because she watched over them from above. Kept them safe. She never told anyone about David. About the stalking. About why she really joined. That was her past. Iraq was her present. Being a sniper was her identity. She was good at it. Respected for it. Then came November 2010. Routine convoy patrol through Baghdad. Emma on overwatch from a rooftop. Her spotter was Corporal Jackson. The convoy was moving when the IED detonated. Large explosion. Insurgents attacking from multiple positions. Coordinated ambush. The convoy was pinned down. Taking heavy fire. Emma started engaging targets immediately. Took out 3 insurgents in 2 minutes. Protecting the convoy. Then she saw the separated soldier. One man blown 30 meters from his squad. Behind a low wall. Trying to get back. Too much fire. Stuck. And Emma saw 2 insurgents flanking him through a building. The soldier didn't see them. Had no idea. Emma tracked them through her scope. Could see everything. Almost in position to execute. Maybe 30 seconds. Emma keyed her radio. Contact. 2 hostiles flanking our guy behind the wall. Jackson confirmed. Emma zoomed in on the soldier to confirm position. That's when she saw his face clearly. David Porter. Her stalker. The man who made her get a restraining order. The man she joined the army to escape. He was here. In Iraq. In her unit. About to die. And she was the only one who could save him. Emma's mind went blank for 2 seconds. Pure shock. How was David here? How was he in the army? She didn't know he'd enlisted. Didn't know he'd deployed. Hadn't seen him since Ohio. He must have joined after her. Same division. Same deployment. Random chance. And now he was 30 meters from death. Emma had the shot. Her training said take it. Save the soldier. But her trauma said let him die. Nobody would know. The angle was hard. The timing tight. You tried but missed the window. Jackson's voice broke through. Emma. 15 seconds. They're almost on him. The insurgents were raising weapons. Getting ready to fire. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Emma's crosshairs on the lead insurgent's head. Perfect shot. She'd made it 100 times. But this time it meant saving David. The man who followed her. Called at 3 a.m. Showed up at her door. Made her afraid. The man she escaped by joining the army. Emma had to choose. Right now. Save him or let him die. Emma pulled the trigger. The rifle kicked. Perfect shot. The insurgent dropped dead. Emma chambered another round. Shifted aim. Second insurgent turning. Confused. Emma found him. Pulled the trigger. Second shot. Second kill. Both insurgents down. David was safe. Emma had saved him. She chose to be a soldier. To do her job. Save a life regardless of personal history. Jackson was watching through binoculars. Good shots. Clean kills. You saved him. Emma nodded. Couldn't speak. Her hands were shaking. Adrenaline and emotion. Jackson didn't notice. He was scanning for more threats. Professional. Focused. No idea Emma just saved her stalker. No idea she'd had to choose. The convoy extracted successfully. All personnel accounted for. Emma returned to base. Went through debrief. Reported her kills. Professional. Nobody knew David was involved. Nobody knew Emma's connection. Just another mission. 2 more saves. Her confirmed kill count went to 19. 3 days later David found Emma in the mess hall. She froze when she saw him coming. Thought about leaving. But she was a soldier. This was her base. She wasn't running anymore. David stopped 5 feet away. Respectful distance. His face looked older. Harder. War does that. He was clearly nervous. Emma. Sergeant Walsh. I need to talk to you. Emma's hand moved instinctively toward her sidearm. Muscle memory. David saw it. Put his hands up. I'm not here to bother you. I just found out. You were my overwatch 3 days ago. You saved me. You took out those insurgents. I was the soldier behind the wall. Emma stayed silent. David continued. I didn't know you were in the army. Didn't know you deployed here. I joined after everything. After the restraining order. After getting arrested. I needed to change. Needed structure. The army seemed like an answer. Emma spoke coldly. You're supposed to stay 500 feet away. Restraining order. I know. You can report me. You should. I deserve it. But I needed to tell you something first. David took a breath. Looked at Emma. I'm sorry. For everything I did to you. Following you. The calls. The notes. Showing up at your apartment. Making you afraid. Making you get that restraining order. Making your life miserable. I was obsessed. Sick. I didn't see it then. I see it now. What I did was stalking. Harassment. Abuse. I made you feel unsafe. And I'm sorry. When I found out you saved my life I broke down. Because you had every reason to let me die. You had every reason to hesitate. To miss that shot. Nobody would have blamed you. Nobody would have known. But you didn't. You saved me. You did your job even though I made your life hell. You were professional even though I was your stalker. You're a better person than I ever was. I don't deserve forgiveness. But I needed you to know I'm sorry. And I'm getting help. Real help. Therapy. For the obsession. I'm trying to become better. Someone who respects boundaries. Someone who understands no means no. Because you saved me. You showed me what real character looks like. You could have let me die. You didn't. That's who you are. Emma listened to David's entire apology. When he finished, she said 3 words. Stay away from me. David nodded. I will. I promise. I'm transferring to a different battalion. Requesting it today. You'll never see me again. David walked away. Emma never saw him again. He transferred within a week. Different unit. Out of her life. Emma served the rest of her deployment. Returned home in 2011. David never contacted her again. Never violated the restraining order. Emma heard he stayed in therapy. Worked through issues. Eventually got married. Had a normal life. Learned what healthy relationships were. Emma was glad. Not for David. But for whoever he might have stalked next. She'd saved more than his life. She'd potentially saved his future victims. Emma stayed in the army. 2 more deployments. Earned Bronze Star. Army Commendation Medal. Decorated sniper. Respected by everyone. She never told anyone about David. About the stalking. About the impossible choice. People asked about her 19 confirmed kills. Emma said they were threats eliminated to protect her unit. Professional answer. But kills 18 and 19 were different. They saved the man who terrorized her. Proved she was stronger than her trauma. Emma left the army in 2015. 7 years of service. Went back to school. GI Bill. Finished nursing degree. Became an ER nurse. Saved lives differently. Eventually married a fellow veteran. Had a normal life. The life David prevented in 2008. She never saw him again. Never wanted to. The restraining order expired. Didn't need renewal. David kept his promise. Sometimes Emma thinks about Baghdad. About that moment with her finger on the trigger. About the choice she had to make in 5 seconds. She wonders if she made the right decision, or if she should have let justice happen. But then she remembers Jackson watching through binoculars, waiting for her to take the shot. And she knows the truth. She didn't save David for David. She saved him for herself. To prove she was a professional. To prove she could make the right call, even when it was the hardest call. To prove trauma didn't define her. That she was stronger than fear. When you have someone in your crosshairs, you have a choice. Let emotion dictate or let training guide you. Emma chose duty. Every time. Even when the target was her stalker. That's what made her a good sniper. And that's what made her a good person.